Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad and Cheri. So I wanted to thank my mom for everything she did growing up because she had limited tools to raise a shy, introverted, hard of hearing kid in the 80s. So you did so much for me, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. So we wanted to get her perspective of what it was like to raise a hard of hearing child. We interviewed Julie's mom a little while ago, and now we get to have my mom's perspective. So Julie, I think you have the first question.
Well, first I want to thank you for everything you did to raise such awesome kids who I know very well.
You do.
And having been a child of the 70s and 80s, I know how few resources were available.
Yeah.
And how much my parents, and I know you as well, had to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And you should really be commended for everything that you did and your advocacy and your hard work and your caring and your love, which I felt from the minute we met. And really, thank you. I wanted to honor you.
Thank you.
Honor you today. So here's my first question. Because you have all of that knowledge, right? You've been through this.
Mm-hmm.
I have students who are hearing impaired, some who've gotten, later hearing loss, like around kindergarten age, like Brad and I.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine sending your kids off to school is nerve-wracking anyway. Never mind sending off a young child with a disability, and that child might not have the language yet to advocate for themselves. What are some things you would share with Brad's teachers that you would recommend current parents say when they're meeting the kindergarten teacher for the first time, or every other teacher after that, right? So what are some things that you would think about or say or suggest?
We didn't find out that Brad had a hearing loss until he was in kindergarten. Sure. And he had flunked a hearing test, and his teacher was so sweet. She came to me and said, how much of this is him? How much of this is he putting it on? And we said, no, he would not put it on. But she was really good about it. And she let me know if he was missing something, but also he would sit next to her.
Sure.
She would have him. I would say be honest with the teachers.
Absolutely.
You do not have to be honest with the children in the class necessarily, but you have to you have to tell the teacher what is going on and to call you or whatever if you think the child is having a problem.
Absolutely. It's remarkable on the part of that teacher because hearing loss in young children, undiagnosed, can look so much like a behavior, willful ignoring or attention deficit, or he's not hearing me. That's amazing.
But he was so shy, and I mean, she noticed it right off that he was so shy that she came to me, which was nice.
That's great.
Yeah, but then we made the appointment at Mass Eye and Air, and I took him into Mass Eye and Air to be tested, and it came back that he was.
Wow.
So it was an uphill battle from there.
It really was for parents at that time.
Yep.
Considering you guys had no resources, you had no internet, you had no advisement.
Nope.
Some of the special education laws had just been put into place within the first 5 to 7 years of this time period we're talking about.
Yep.
It really is unbelievable what you were able to do.
Yeah. But no, he was, and we just watched, I was working at the school where he was going anyway, so that I would tell the teachers the first day.
Perfect.
And I would just say to them, I need to know if he's having a problem. Sure. He may need to sit up the front of the class, but I don't want him singled out. That was my
That is such
biggie.
A huge insight on your part that I don't think a lot of parents would think about.
No,
because they would focus on the disability, not on their child. You know what I mean? They would see it separate. So that's a huge insight on your part.
Yep. No, I wanted to know what was going on, and I think that's why I worked.
Absolutely.
At the library, at the school, so I was there. So if he had a problem or if the teachers saw something, they could come to me.
Did you ever get any pushback when you talked to teachers? Like they didn't believe you or anything?
Not until high school.
Okay.
Not until high school, no. Because I worked at the library at St. Charles when you went there from, 6, 7, and 8.
6, 7, 8, yeah.
And I worked the library there and part-time in the office. So I would go to them the first day the same, and I would just say to them, he has a hearing loss, and he may need to sit up front if there's a problem or something. Let me know.
Sure.
I know he's shy. Please really don't tell the other children because I didn't want him made fun of.
I was never singled out. I was made fun of by many reasons, but not that, because they never really said anything in class. So did they ever come to you during the year knowing that I had hearing loss and you disclosed for me because I wasn't ready to? Do you remember anybody coming?
No, they thought you were doing good despite your hearing loss because you loved to read from the time you were little. You loved to read and you were very quick at learning things so that they would come in. But they would give me like a report.
Oh, interesting.
Every couple of months, and they would
That's
say
great.
he's
That's a collaborative relationship. That's fantastic.
But even right up to 8th grade. Yep, even because you were at St. Charles in 8th grade.
Yep.
So even up to 8th grade, they would, come to me and say, "No, we don't think he's having any problem."
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
But you were good at notes too.
I was great. That's how with you setting the stage by having that open line of communication with my teachers. I think it allowed me to build upon that. If they didn't know that, I might have it might have been a little harder. I've always been really good at reading and learning and note taking, and so I was able to build off the foundation you set. It's the reason I have a master's degree, right? Like that. That learning, the skill of learning, is something that you have to develop, and I'm very good at it. And so you definitely set that foundation for me.
Well, we had to read. The kids read every night.
Yep.
Every night we had reading, and that was a big part of their bringing up.
Oh, absolutely. That language development is huge. And I wonder I know for me with my hearing loss and probably yours as well, being read to and reading as much as I did helped my vocabulary, helped my articulation, helped my language development, because we couldn't rely on auditory environmental cues to develop language. So thank God you had that.
Yep. And we made sure that he was looking at us when we spoke to him, and we made sure that other people were looking at him.
For sure.
Because people would follow you. If you looked at somebody, people would not normally just look at the person too.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
Yeah, they'd take a cue.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it's crazy. All these things you instinctively knew what to do as a mom. Right, and this is before the internet. This is before FM systems and Bluetooth streaming and all the technology we have today.
Yeah,
I mean, you nailed it.
Yeah. I hope so.
You did. All right, so that was schooling, right? Yeah. So so my child, for the audience out there, my childhood best friend's name is Jay. I met him when I was 5, and so I saw Jay back in December for the first time in years, and it was the first time that I was open about my hearing loss with him because I bluffed my way through my childhood. It was the first time we had a conversation with him. He knew about it, for sure. He knew about it. But that got me thinking, did you ever talk to Donna about it? So Donna is Jay's mom. Did you ever talk to Donna about my hearing loss?
Yes, because you were up the house so often and playing and staying overnight when you could.
Yeah. I didn't always make it.
And so Donna knew, and her parents who lived across the street knew because you were over there a lot too. And Jay, he knew, I think, just by different cues his mother would do.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I do. I think because Donna always made sure she was facing you.
Yep.
And she's she's a dance teacher.
She's a teacher,
and so I mean, she was really good, but also Lynn Coolis, who was
my other friend,
who was Jeff's mother. You were in her Cub Scout troop, and I had to let her know just in case, and she was always right beside you.
Yeah, she was good. I do. Now that you mention that, I do remember. Like, she would always set up next to me because she was the den mother.
Yep.
And she would make sure that she sat next to me when she had to do that. Wow, I didn't even remember that.
And remember, you were in the Menotomy Minutemen, and she made sure she was with you when you were marching.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So
I didn't know you were in the little Minuteman thing.
He carried the American flag because he was the biggest. Yep.
That's right. So in that vein, what advice would you have parents today of deaf or hard of hearing kids in the realm of making friends? Or like, what would you tell parents to tell their kids, or how would the parents help the kids make friends?
I would make sure that the parent wasn't going to exploit your hearing problem.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I told very few people.
Yeah.
And they would tell, if I told them, like Jeff knew and Jay knew, they would tell their own children, hey, if Brad's having a problem or Brad doesn't hear something, talk a little louder or look at him.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Good. Now that I think about it, they were good at it
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Because I mean, we say that bluffing isn't successful, and it's not. So
Yeah.
talking about it does make me kind of think back upon my interactions with my childhood friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was seamless because of the help that you said.
Absolutely.
Well, you had very few close friends.
Still do. It's the way it works.
And I mean, some people are like that, and that's fine. That's the way you are, you know. But no, I'd just be very careful what I told them, you know. And I would just say, you know, if he acts like he doesn't hear you or he's looking away, he didn't hear you.
Right.
So if you could repeat it for him, look at him and repeat
You
it.
did such an awesome job, and I don't think you realize that you were coaching people how to interact with him. You were giving really clear, concise examples and directions to set him up for success.
I tried.
As opposed to just, I would say you succeeded, as opposed to just saying, oh, he has a hard time hearing, have a good time, bye.
Well, we didn't really treat him any different than his brother or his sister. And Tommy never treated you any
No, he
different.
never
And
did.
he knew that you had a hearing deficit.
Yep.
He knew that. And he was careful. And Courtney always looked out for you.
She did.
She always looked out for you.
She did. I'm very shy, so or I was. Now I'm now more introverted. Right? There's the demarcation between shyness, which is unhealthy, and then introversion, which is what I am.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I had a lot of challenges, and so so I needed people to look out for me. So I had a good family for
You
sure.
did. You did.
So, you've seen our work evolve over the last year and a half, right? So, what is the most surprising thing watching Brad do this kind of work?
That you got him to do it. That you got him to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Because he is so
Sure.
quiet and
Sure.
shy, and I think he is comfortable with it now. I think you have helped him
Thank
a lot because I only understand so much because I don't have a hearing deficit. As a mother, I try, but as someone else who has the same, it's not a problem, but it's disability.
Challenges, stumbling
Yeah,
blocks.
as he does, I think
one.
this has really helped him
it's been great.
come out of his shell.
It's been great. Well, with me, you don't have a choice. Like, we're going. You either keep up or you stay at home. We're coming in like a wrecking ball. Let's go. You're going to talk whether you want to or not. No, it's been great because we talk about that all the time, how you have such sympathy for us, as does my mom. But the empathy is different because you haven't lived it, thank goodness. You don't have that, like, life experience to draw off of. And this has
Well, I think
been really helpful for both of us to kind of heal and move forward.
Well, I think some of it is that I'm blind in my left eye.
Oh,
So
you have a
that
different perspective. There you go.
I think I have a different
You
perspective
do, for sure.
on a disability. My parents never taught me to be any different than us, and Brad was never really singled out by us and said, "Well, he can't do that because he's deaf." No.
Same with my family.
It wasn't a get out of jail card.
No.
No, it was very much like, okay, well, this is how your body works.
Exactly.
Too bad, and move on. That's it. Yep, exactly. Which is very healthy
Yeah,
way to be.
I think so. Well, I do.
We're having a lot of fun. Thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
So a lot has changed since 1986 when I failed my first hearing test. As someone who brought up someone with hearing loss, what have you seen that has changed in the past 40 years when it comes to deaf and hard of hearing accommodations?
There's not a stigma attached to it. I don't think there is a
okay.
stigma attached to it. It's something that is accepted, I think, now, and it is something that is many more resources out there. Many,
Night and
and
day.
that's what you need. You need the help. You can't do it alone. No. And I kind of did.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of did. But it's changed. There's a lot of resources out there. The parents just have to know where to look.
Right.
And that's the biggie right now. I think is you have to know where to look, as far as how to get them help, and knowing when to get them help. Like I found a lip reading course for Bradley.
Oh, no kidding.
I found a lip reading course for Bradley when he was 8 or 10.
Yeah,
And he said no. And
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready, so
That's
I
fair.
said, I'm not forcing him. We'll just work something else. We'll work around it.
I think that you're at the heart of why I'm so glad to be doing what I'm doing, because I think about what you had to do alone, and I don't want mothers or fathers out there to have to go through it alone like you did. And so I want people to be able to have the resource, and I think that we are a resource for that.
Definitely.
Because these conversations are tougher to have. I think there is still a bit of a stigma, but it's so much different in the last 40 years.
Yeah,
And so like that's the motivation for me, is to help people like you that you didn't have.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. No, it's. I mean, you get your children the help that you think they need, but you also have to be cognizant too. They might not be ready for it yet.
That's a really good point. You can't force it, right?
No.
And
Or
that's
probably-
another thing that you did without even realizing is you set him up for success that way. You let him kind of guide what he needed, and you just kept offering, and you did something right. He's pretty good.
I'll keep him.
That's right. So what do you hope that we accomplish? Or actually, I'm going to put it to Brad. Like, what do you hope that Brad accomplishes through this work?
I hope he comes out of his shell, which he has, and I hope he feels comfortable in his skin.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to get used to and live with for the rest of your life.
True.
So that I hope both of you, are very comfortable in what you're doing. I mean, you're a great help to people, I assume, I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Me too.
We think we are. Maybe we're not.
But yeah, it's. Oh, I could
No, I think it's great. I love hearing from you. So thank you for
Yeah.
coming on, because I think
Thanks for
that
doing this.
you have a valuable insight, because there's no one way to be deaf or hard of hearing, right? And so if you go back and watch Julie's moms, you'll see that it's different than this
Me,
episode.
yeah.
But I think you'll also see a lot of commonalities.
A ton of commonalities.
Yeah.
Ton of commonalities.
Ton of commonalities.
Yep.
And you have experience that no book or website can replace. Like there's just such value, and this is why we wanted to honor you as a mom and everything you've done, but also just you can't replicate that.
No.
The experiences, the things you had to think about, things you did, you can't find that anywhere.
No.
It's such an important thing to hear from a first person source.
Yeah.
For
Yep,
sure.
Yep. No, I just hope you two keep up the good work.
Oh,
and
Thank
keep
you.
up,
Thank
and
you.
keep up what you're doing. Because you're helping people, and you're giving them resources.
And it's helping
that.
us too.
Oh, for
because
sure.
I never had anyone in my life with hearing loss until we met almost 2 years ago, because I'm the only one in my family.
Yeah, because we met you. Yeah, because we met you at Tom and Venus's.
Yes, at Tom and Venus's.
yes.
That's right.
Yep.
So it's been huge, and I think for you too, not just having someone to talk about
Absolutely.
it with. In a real world way, or being able to just throw my hearing aid at him and go, "Can you deal with this, please? Because something's wrong." Like just having that, which we did.
We've done.
Just having that back and forth has been unbelievable. So I know it's helping us as much as it's hopefully helping other people.
Yeah,
For
good.
sure.
You need that.
For
You
sure.
really do. And there's going to be more deaf people in the world because of the loud music and the
Everything.
headphones.
Everything.
It's funny. I found my first audiogram the other day, and I have, between my first audiogram at 5 and the audiogram that I finally led me to get hearing aids at 23, my low tones had decreased by like 20 to 40 decibels. And I remember you telling me when I was growing up, turn the headphones down.
Oh no way!
And I didn't. I was like, it doesn't matter. And so like now that finding that audiogram, my mom knew some
Moms
stuff.
are right.
It was wild seeing it,
Yeah,
because I had
yeah.
assumed that like my hearing loss had been static throughout my life. I just got to a point where the situation, my work, I needed the hearing aids in order to do my job. But seeing that audiogram, the 20-year
crazy,
difference
isn't it?
between them, was like, Mom was right.
Darn it.
Yeah.
No, but they were surprised that you made it through high school
Oh,
and
it's
college
unbelievable.
without
Seeing that
hearing
audiogram,
aids.
I'm like, I don't know how he did it.
He took notes. He was really good at
good.
taking notes and working.
See, I never had that luxury of not wearing hearing aids
Yeah.
because I just can't. My
Yeah, it's too low.
hearing
Yeah.
loss goes off a cliff. I mean,
yeah,
it's just bad.
yep.
And my loss is different because I've lost
Right,
it in
progressive,
chunks
yeah.
over time, so I'm used to the
Okay.
degenerative nature of it. So it's interesting to have that comparative point of someone going from typical hearing to hearing aids, where for me never hearing organically with my own biological ears. I have no idea what the world sounds like. I have no clue. I've been machine driven for
Well, that's like people have asked
40
me
plus
how
years.
I do it with one eye. I don't know any
You don't need
different.
different, right?
How do you drive a car? Oh, I don't know any different.
One eye open.
You know, I'm like, oh.
All right, so we like to say that we're more than just our disability, and so we're big readers, as we've heard many times on this show alone.
That's right.
So, Mom, what is your book choice?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm into the classics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have read The Pearl. I
Oh,
have
I remember that book.
Red Pony.
Yes.
I have read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I think my favorite is Little Women. I recently reread that.
Yeah, nice.
Did you cry?
Yes, of course.
Right? It's brutal. It gets you every time.
It does.
You know it's coming.
You do.
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Waterworks.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Done.
Box of Kleenex. It.
Oh,
It's
wicked.
right
I'm so proud of us. Not over
You
yet.
made it. We weren't sure if we needed to break out the Kleenex. We made it, though. All right, so my recommendation is remember how my mom said she read a lot to me as a child? One of the books
No way.
Yes.
was There's a Monster
Oh my God.
at the end of the book. I remember my mom reading this to me.
Little Engine That Could.
Yeah, this one and The Little Legend Could. I loved this is one of my favorite books as a kid growing up, like a really young kid. And so it's got a great twist at the end. But I remember you reading this.
Were you
to me.
afraid of it? Because you were so shy and reserved. Like, did it make
I
you
was.
anxious?
Yeah, I remember being
He
anxious.
was a little bit anxious
Yeah.
about it. He was a little bit anxious, but then when he saw who it was, then he brightened up.
No spoilers. No spoilers. So my book is There's a Monster at the end of the book.
Best book. Oh my God. This
What do you got, Julie?
The Year of Living Biblically
Oh, cool.
by A.J. Somebody.
I haven't read that.
We'll figure it
Get
out.
his last name. It's this man who lives the Bible literally word for word for an entire year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's wild. Dresses in the period clothing, eats what the Bible says. I think at some point he even gets some animals to experience that whole thing. It
my
is
gosh.
nuts.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so good. I wish I remember the author's name, but we'll link it below.
Yeah.
That one, he's written a couple of books in that vein where it's like completely immersive.
Yep.
But this one just struck me. I laughed halfway through. It was just
Oh, that's
so
good.
insane that he's completely dedicated to living line by line by line of the Old Testament.
I don't think I could do that.
It's
No,
wild.
I know I could.
It's such an incredible, like, immersive social experience. It was
Yeah.
really, it was good. It was a good one.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. So
I won't be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, no, not me. So anything we didn't mention that you wanted to mention before we sign off?
You have to be your children's advocate.
Oh, 100%.
And during Bradley's first, oh my gosh, his first hearing test,
Oh,
I had to argue
remember this.
like anything with the man from Mass Eye and Ear because he didn't want me in the room. I wanted to hold him in my lap, and he said, no, you might tell him when the noises can't happen. And I said, why would I do that
Why would you
if
do
I
that? You're
brought
there
them
trying
in
to
here?
figure it out.
And
right?
then, so I said, okay. So,
crazy.
and then I said, well, then I'm going to stand right here by the window so that he can see me. And he said, well, we don't do that. And I said, well, you're going to do it or you're not going to do the test. And he finally agreed to it, but it was 45, it was supposed to be 45 minutes long. And a 5-year-old shy child
No way.
cannot sit
No
there.
way.
So after about 20, 25 minutes, I called it into the test because I said, I can't do this to him
No,
anymore.
Good.
That's why. So think about it. We've talked in our work here, we've talked to a bunch of different audiologists, specifically pediatric audiologists, and it's so heartwarming to hear that that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Like if the mother needs to go into the audiology booth and have the kid on their lap to take the test, it's allowed, which is what you were fighting for 40
Yes.
years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's you have to be able to speak up, and,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
hard, but you have to be able to do it.
No,
and
I
now
know.
I think it's a little easier because, like you said earlier, the stigma isn't as steep right
Yeah.
now, and so
Yeah.
you probably have an
Yeah.
easier time. But I can't
Yep.
imagine. I can't imagine that. I don't remember it. I only remember the fear. Like
yeah.
I just have like visceral reaction. We talk about
We
it,
still
right?
do.
It's like your palms
Terrifying
sweat.
little
It's
room. Yeah.
because it's just that's what I just feel overwhelming fear because of that experience. And I can't imagine what it would be like if you weren't successful in getting me out of there. sooner than as
I
soon
would
as
have
you did.
opened the door. I would have opened the door at that point. Yes, I would have. One for you.
We should have just done the whole show with our arms wrapped around.
All right, everybody. So thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah.
This was
so if you have
awesome.
any comments or questions for my mom, please comment below, and we'll send them on. She doesn't do that internet thing, but we can get her the questions
Through Peter.
through Peter. Yeah.
I'm going to say carrier pigeon.
All right, everybody. Bye.